Talking to the Other Side events are not to be missed. Join their live events and even schedule a private psychic reading. Get started at psychicspectrum.com. That's psychicspectrum.com.
I gotta be closer.
Hi, this is Lisa Downs, host of Reigniting You, a new show here on KKNW that explores a variety of topics and timely issues for making mid to late career transitions. I'll be here every Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock bringing you guest interviews, career transition advice, and great stories to guide you to what's next in your career and life. Gain a renewed sense of purpose for your next phase with a positive, forward-looking approach. Get ready to be re-energized, recharged, and reignited Wednesdays at 3 o'clock.
I'm Nathan Mumm, and I'm the host of TechTime Radio. And we are moving to KKNW starting on October 24th. From Saturdays from 4 to 5 p.m., you can listen to our show live. The hosts cover top tech stories, the funny spin.
That's good. Hooked on Phonics work for you, didn't it?
Just a little bit. Grab your weekly technology without having to geek out.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Only on TechTime Radio.
Oh, yeah. I know, actually know about
11:50 a.m.
radio.
KKNW.
Ironically.
We talk technology for the everyday common person.
Having fun.
Coming to you live from Studio 6 in Seattle, keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side. With leading edge topics, along with special co-hosts to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that's going to make you go, Now sit back, raise a glass, and welcome to Tech Time Radio with your host, Nathan Mumm. Welcome to Tech Time Radio with Nathan Mumm.
How's it going this week?
It's going all right. How you doing?
Oh, you know.
This is the show that makes you go,
Yes.
For November 7th through November 13th, this is episode 21. And Mike, you know what? It has been a crazy week. 2020. Oh, man, this is, I can tell you, from Tuesday on, every day has been
every day is a holiday in 2020.
That's right. So we are going to keep you on the straight and narrow here and talk about technology and nothing else today.
Yeah,
hopefully. Sure. Well, that's what our goal is to be. Well, we are live streaming on both Facebook and YouTube and KKNW's live stream. Our show is on Saturdays from 4 to 5 p.m. So if you're listening to this and it is not Saturday from 4 to 5 p.m., then you're listening to our podcast or our replay on KKNW. So sorry we can't talk to you personally, but if you turn in on Saturdays, then we can talk to you a little bit more. So, all right. Now let's we got David behind the board there. David, thank you very much for getting everything going. And we are going to start our 1 hour long technology show where we allow you to sit back, relax, learn a little information about technology without having to geek out. Last episode, we went a little geeky on that with our Halloween special. So, yeah, so, and I'm sure the FBI bugged my house after telling everybody how to get on the dark web.
You're busted.
So, but we have different views here of how to engage with technology. We have highlighted guests and interviews. And on today's show, our main segment is covering Amazon Explorer. Have you heard of Amazon Explorer?
Can't wait.
Okay, well, we're going to be talking about it. I know it's not, at least it's not Facebook, so hopefully you should have a little bit more love for this. But we're going to be talking about that. We did talk about the Amazon Sidewalk.
Yes, we did.
So Amazon Explorer is pretty interesting. It essentially allows you to virtually book a wine tasting experience in Argentina, or the ability to smoke fish tacos in Mexico, or take a virtual tour of temples that are 500 years old in Peru, all by having this special app that Amazon is releasing.
They call it Amazon Zoom Date.
So I think it's Amazon Rent a Person by the Hour, but we're gonna talk about it. We also have a live interview with Brian Walsh and Corey Williams from Vivomi. In our Gadgets and Gear segment today, we're going to be talking about that EKG machine.
The Pulse, the portable device.
And so they're going to be on here to explain a little bit about what it does, why they created it, and what the difference of that between my watch and what that device does itself.
All right.
We were going to do our whiskey, so it'll be a thumbs up, it'll be a thumbs down, and we got some whiskey to do there. And, of course, we always start our show with the loaded question of the day. So I really don't care. Okay. I don't care about how your weekend was or what you did all week. All I care about is how you're going to answer this loaded question.
How I'm going to answer the loaded question.
All right, here's our loaded question of the day. What activity do you wish burned more calories? No. Come on now. Keep
Really?
Keep it within our
really
audience.
answer that?
No, keep it within our audience. Okay, what?
Oh, okay.
David's over there. He's got the mute button right there.
I know
See
it.
that?
He's got his hand over it. Well, aside from the obvious,
Yeah.
it'd be cool to burn more calories while you're playing video games.
Oh, that would
Not
be
with the regular video games.
the regular video games.
Yeah,
See,
not the ones that we've been talking about.
the ones that have the full
Yeah.
VR experience.
The
But you're talking
VR,
about
I'm talking about just sitting in your chair and lumping down and just using a controller.
Just think if you could do that. Just think of all the boys that are from 19 to 27 years old that would all be in shape if you could burn calories playing it.
Get
That's all they do.
Get ripped playing video games.
All right.
Like this.
That is an interesting loaded question of the day. All right.
Not so
Most of their
much.
mics
Not so
are
much.
here.
No, we love that. All right. So now, as we get our episode started, we always start out with our top stories in 5 minutes. This is a segment right out of the box where we talk about the stories that will shape our week and change our future.
All right.
What's happening in technology? Nathan's top stories in the first 5 minutes.
All right, welcome to the top 5 stories in 5 minutes. David, let's start the timer now. Story number 1, NASA. We have a new water hunting rover from NASA that will be the first off-planet rover to have headlights. So it was a very interesting article. I saw this come across, and I really like the science stuff. As you know, I normally bring those up. And so I kept on reading about this and reading about it. So listen to this, all right? So it's hard to believe that all of our wheeled rovers and robots that have been sent from Earth to other places, none of them actually had any kind of headlights.
We don't need them.
Well, we do. But if you ever watch any sci-fi show, every single one of the remote vehicles they have in a sci-fi show have headlights.
Well, yeah.
So
That's
in our
because-
sci-fi shows, we
because
send
we're
them.
viewing it through a person, not
Okay, all right. But guess what? No longer. NASA and on their new launch have developed for their landing to Moon and Mars. They have a new lunar rover called the Viper. All right.
the Viper.
The Viper. So it's actually this is the name they came up with, Viper. It's the Volatiles Investigation Polar Exploration Rover. So do you really think they came up with that name first?
No, they did Viper.
They
and
came
then tried to
Viper,
take
and then
it
they're
out.
like, okay, now we have to put some scientific.
that's
I'm
how-
sure they did.
that's how-
Absolutely. That's because Viper sounds cool, doesn't it?
Yeah,
You got a Viper up on the moon, going around taking a
Viper
look at
one
stuff.
to
Viper 1 to Viper 2. How you doing? That's right. So what's interesting about this is during the operation, the rover is allowed to run across the surface. It has extreme fluffy soil tires, so the Viper can lift each of its wheels independently. So unlike most where you have a drivetrain that can do one or two, or it can do two tires at a time, they can individually lift each of these up to 3 feet. So they can actually like walk
they
with
can
the
walk.
wheels.
They can walk with
So they can walk with the
Caterpillar
wheels.
out.
It's easy. It's able to do complete 360s. It's able to use its solar panel for charging, depending on whatever location it is. It has a solar channel. So if they're in some type of hole, they can come up with a unique process. What I think, my son has a Jeep, right? What I think Jeep needs to do is they need to figure out how to do this. Because if you see the commercials where they need to do independent drive lines for each of the wheels, so then they could absolutely go to market on those items.
Don't tell Elon that.
Don't tell Elon. Elon may come out with
He
a
might.
truck, with his truck that he's going to come
That's
out
right.
with, and it has the ability to do this.
It's going to do it all by itself, so you never have to drive.
So the reason they created this is because specifically this device or this adventure that they're taking is looking for water on the moon. And the only way they can actually go and take a look for water is to go into caverns, so they actually need to have their very first headlights. So
Yeah.
that is story number 1, headlights in
On halogens.
I hope they're not the shucks or the auto supply ones that always go out and they get all glazed over. All right,
Yeah, they
story
don't
number
have an
2.
AutoZone.
Viacom CBS wants to prove its skeptics finally that they understand streaming. So this is just a mess. All these streaming services,
Yeah, they don't want to be queeby.
they don't want to be Quibi that's out of business now. So all the executives have released their plan called the Paramount Plus launch. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It's Plus. So that's going to be
I know.
successful. So it's the Paramount Plus.
Yes, we've had many discussions about how to rebrand things.
So if you have Apple device, you just put a plus on it and boom.
My name is Mike Plus.
Yeah,
now.
I'm Nathan Plus too. I got you. So here's what Paramount's going to be doing. So they are deciding that they are going to revamp their streaming service. They're going to include live sports, which is kind of a smart idea. So you can get your NFL games that air on CBS any of the CBS affiliates. You could watch all of them streaming those live. They're going to have Nickelodeon, MTV, BET, Comedy Central, and a lot of other programming that it currently has. So it's going to have the Paramount Plus and Pluto TV. So Pluto TV already exists. It's an ad-based service that's available out there. So if you watch a show, you have that little ad that comes on up.
CBS's version of Hulu.
That's exactly what they're doing. So they kind of got the both. And what they have is the platform currently that they have on Pluto TV has 28 million monthly active users.
Yeah.
So on free TV. Now, I don't know how active because I have an account too, and I don't really watch it that much, but they probably my account as active. But Paramount they said they need to redesign what needs to be done because they want to compete with Peacock, which is like the new network now of fame, HBO Max, Disney Plus, and others.
All they got to do is do Peacock Plus, and they'll wipe them out.
Peacock Plus, they're waiting for their second release.
Waiting
for, so it's the Peacock Network, and then it's Peacock
Plus. It has replaced 2.0, 1.0, you know.
So they will say that they will have subscription services, but ideally what they want to do is they want to have most of their services, except for the live streaming on their Plus service, to be completely free, which I kind of like, except for, there's our time. Except for what I don't like about that, I'll say, is that whenever you have the ads that they run on those free deals, it's always like one sponsor. So I watch the same ad like 18 times. Yeah. Please, people, just get another sponsor. But that takes us to, we did not get to talk about story number 3, which is about an antibody regarding COVID-19. So I'll post that online at TechTime Radio.
Oh, you were really excited to get to that.
I know. I was talking about that on the elevator on the way up.
Yeah,
but
you should have put that one first.
I should have put that one first. We'll talk about that at a later
time. The headlights.
What's that? The headlights were pretty cool, though.
Yeah,
the science stuff is all getting taken care of. So we are going to head off here to our first commercial break. After we have that, we are going to open up our whiskey that we have here, which that we'll talk about, have a couple of sips. And when we return, we are going to be having your favorite episode ever, or our segment ever, when we have Protect Yourself Today, where we talk about all of the cybercrime breaches and ransomware payouts.
Yeah,
so
the drinking segment.
Well, that's what we drink before. All right, so everybody, thank you very much. We'll head out to commercial break and see you on the other side.
Hi, this is Lisa Downs, host of Reigniting You, a new show here on KKNW that explores a variety of topics and timely issues for making mid to late career transitions. I'll be here every Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock bringing you guest interviews, career transition advice, and great stories to guide you to what's next in your career and life. Gain a renewed sense of purpose for your next phase with a positive, forward-looking approach. Get ready to be re-energized, recharged, and reignited Wednesdays at 3 o'clock.
Hello, Seattle. How would you like to have immediate and easy access to your EKG and heart rate data? Your data right at your fingertips with no need to hook up wires and leads or be strapped to a machine at the doctor's office. The new Pulse device from Vivomi continuously tracks your EKG and displays this data on your mobile phone. Have you ever wondered how your EKG and heart rate behaves when you're exercising at the gym, navigating the stressful demands of the workday, or just getting the kids ready for school or relaxing at home? Now it is easy to check by simply opening the Pulse app.
They asked for
the Pulse device is sleek and low profile and designed to be worn without any straps or wires, and is also waterproof, so you can use it in the shower or take it swimming. For those serious athletes out there, the Pulse device also plays nicely with existing exercise tracking apps and is Bluetooth enabled for easy pairing. You can free yourself from those outdated strap-based heart rate monitors. The Pulse is a different kind of wearable, and you can experience this difference by going to www.vivomi.com and ordering your device today.
I just don't know. It feels like we're...
New Advil Dual Action with acetaminophen fights pain in 2 ways. Advil targets pain at the source, while acetaminophen blocks pain signals. The future of pain relief is here. New Advil Dual Action.
All right, Mike. During the break, we got to sample our whiskey pick of the day. It is Paddleford Creek Bourbon Whiskey.
Yes.
We opened the bottle brand new. So as we got into the studio today, we have our shift change between the producers, and so we give this other guy by the name of Nathan a little sample, and so he liked it a lot, but it doesn't mean that we're going to give it a thumbs up or thumbs down. This is 85 proof, $24 for the whole bottle. And it is special order, so you can only get it on certain select websites. So you have to kind of get that taken care of. But it has a really kind of got rye and grain taste, a little bit of fruit that I was tasting in it. What'd you think?
There was a nice fruity taste to it, and the aroma is excellent.
It does have a pretty good.
It's a very good aroma.
For $24, they have an equivalent that says it's about a $90 bottle price point.
I could see that. And it's got a cork top, which
it does have a big cork top. That's a big deal. If you're going to have whiskey, you have to have a cork top. Otherwise it's too cheap. All right. Well, we are going to move on to our drinking segment. No, our next segment that we call Protect Yourself Today.
That's right.
Protect Yourself Today.
All right, Protect Yourself Today is a 5-minute rundown of the weekly technology breaches or business compromises across the globe. Let's start with our story number 1. Ransomware gangs that steal your data don't always delete it.
No way.
Yeah, no way. Really? Your criminal guy that's going to have the data doesn't always delete it? Well, we got a report that came on out. Sometimes I want to be a company that does these reports because it's like just common sense, all right? But in the Q3 2020 Ransomware Investigation Quarterly Report, it says that cases are doubling from the previous quarter where ransomware gangs that steal company data and pay ransom fees are not deleting their data as promised. Those thieves, those thieves, they need to make sure that if they say they're going to delete the data, they shouldn't. So here's what's happening. Big game hunters and human operating ransomware gangs, the two kind of largest area groups of this, essentially when they get their data, they post it online. And they actually post it onto 2 or 3 sites on the dark web, on onion sites, that you can actually purchase the data from. So when your data is hanging out there, if you're really aggressively and want that data, you can purchase it immediately because the criminals really want to get double paid. So if you're going to buy some of the data, they'll sell it to you. And then once the ransomware is paid, supposedly they get rid of it. But we are seeing leaked sites that say that they were supposed to delete the data that is not. So a group that is known as Wearable, which is like our evil ransomware, approaches victims weeks after the victim has paid the ransom demand and asks for a second payment.
No way.
A second payment, yes, for the data. Otherwise, they will continue to release it. Following suit, Nightwalker and Psy gangs have also decided to use the same tactic in which they steal the data and decide to send it to other companies or competitors so they can have the data at a value purchase price. What are we going to do with these gangs here?
Apparently nothing.
So, you know what? We just are having problems today with criminals. They just don't seem to be as honest. What I'm calling them is the millennial criminals. You like that? The millennial criminals?
Yeah, I think you just
I
just insulted some people.
Oh, sorry. No, I didn't mean it that way. I call it the criminals with the short attention span that want to make double the money. So,
okay.
How
is that any different from the criminals that take people hostages and demand?
Well, the Generation X criminals, they would delete the data. I was just because
really?
they were the old
honest
school
criminals.
Because they're old schools. Yeah,
Oh,
so they believe in doing that.
I think you're attributing some traits that don't really necessarily need to be.
You don't think so? Just like when somebody tells me they're going to delete the data and they stole it from me.
I believe them every time.
Oh, you believe them every time. All right. Okay. Story number 2. The Department of Justice seized over $1 billion from Silk Road's Bitcoin coffers. So did you read this? This is a great thing. So $1 billion in transactions that flowed out of the dormant Bitcoin wallet alleged belonging to Silk Road founder Ross Ulbricht, who's in prison, made waves in the crypto world this week, causing some of the suspects and founders himself to make moves from prison. No such luck, though, however, as the Department of Justice seized their dark market gains in a move akin to responding to a mobster's very expensive payment for a yacht. The wallet, which was associated to the underground drug and weapons market called Silk Road, sat quietly since 2013 and accessible only with a private key. The money slowly gained in value with Bitcoin's high prices of $115K this week, and it looks like the Department of Justice was waiting to catch out. The individual that is known as Individual X.
Investment for them?
So they were just kind of letting it sit there in their mutual fund account. And we'll just let it sit there for a while until it hits all-time highs.
Somebody is pretty smart over the DOL.
That's why he's in prison. So what they realized is that he reached out to individuals in 2015 saying to wait on the money. And Individual X has been caught with the transfer of money, and he is cooperating with the Department of Justice.
Racer X's cousin?
So I don't know. Individual X, that's a cool name. They just didn't want to release his name. He probably said, okay, I'll work with you.
You remember Racer X,
I do remember Racer X, yes. So Individual X. What happens if you're Individual Y?
You're a man.
You're a man. So individual X is just
As a woman.
As a woman. Okay, I got you. All right. So this has been taken down.
That's a genetic joke.
Did you know that?
So we're getting in trouble. You're making fun of women and men.
No, I'm not making fun of anybody.
That's what I'm going to say because I got in trouble probably for my millennial quote. All right. So they had a total of over 600,000 Bitcoins that were captured, and now the Department of Justice has that money. That must be nice to sit on back there and have a stash there just waiting for criminals
Oh, I know,
to do something.
right? I would have loved to have sat in that meeting.
Yeah, you say,
Should
hey,
we seize that money? No, just let it. Just
Obtained
let it
illegally, right?
Yeah, see if I let it go.
Just get a few points on the back end.
And then when it goes out, we're going to cash it at all-time highs. Well, that is our 5 minutes, and we only got through 2 stories, but nothing like having, our criminal system's not deleting data, and the Department of Justice making money off of some Bitcoin transactions,
those
right?
Poor criminals.
All right. Well, when we come on back, we have our main segment with the new Amazon service that's in beta called Explore.
Mm-hmm.
I got some links that we're going to share out to people so they can actually sign up and do this ahead of everybody else. I've got access to do that. So that's really cool that we're going to have posted. And right now, why don't you grab your favorite beverage, enjoy a little bit of whiskey on the side, and we'll see you after this break. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm. We got Mike Roday here and David running the boards.
Go, David.
Hello, Seattle. How would you like to have immediate and easy access to your live EKG and heart rate data?
This is a 30
Your
second
data
one, I think.
right at your fingertips, brought to you by Vivomi's new Pulse Wearable. And with no need to hook up wires and leads or be strapped to a machine at the doctor's office. Whether you are exercising at the gym, navigating the stressful demands of the workday, or relaxing at home, check your EKG as simply as opening an app. The Pulse, a different kind of wearable. And you can experience this difference by going to www.vivomi.com and ordering your device today.
Ace Hardware is a helpful place with prompt, friendly service and the brand names you know and trust, such as
Steel,
Scott's,
Miracle Grow,
Toro,
DeWalt,
Milwaukee,
Yeti,
Traeger,
Weber,
Big Green Egg,
Clark and Kensington Paint,
Magnolia Paint by Joanna Gaines,
Benjamin Moore Paint,
Duracell Automotive Keys,
and many, many more.
When you visit Ace Hardware, you'll be greeted at the door and given the help you need.
So come visit us at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, Evergreen Way in Everett, and now Stanwood.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I'm Nathan Mumm, and I'm the host of TechTime Radio. TechTime Radio is officially on KKNW from Saturdays from 4 to 5 p.m. You can listen to our show live. We are excited to also then rebroadcast our episodes on Thursday morning from 6 to 7 a.m.
Oh, my goodness.
The hosts cover top tech stories
How do you
they
fuck
funny
that?
spent. That's good. So,
Cooked on Phonics worked for you, didn't it?
Yeah, just a little bit. Grab your weekly technology without having to geek out.
Yeah, I can imagine.
We talk technology for the everyday common person.
Wow, that was bad.
I feel like we're forgetting something.
Let me check.
That was really bad.
Xfinity Home gives you peace of mind from anywhere. Professionally monitored home security built around you.
No, I think we're good.
Wow. That's really bad.
So when you're away, you don't have to worry.
The tent. We forgot the tent.
Except about that. Xfinity Home. Simple, easy, awesome.
Hey, look, I found the tent.
Get Xfinity Home with no term contract required. Call or click today.
Welcome back to Tech Time Radio. We are about to take a trip to Europe and Argentina and France, all over the world in a segment that we call Technology Insider.
Welcome to Technology Insider. Get the inside information directly from the source.
All right, here we go. I see Paris. I see France. I see someone that cooks, shops, and makes you dance. That's right. You thought I was going to say something else, didn't you? Yeah.
No.
Okay, all right. So, Mike, we are going to take a look at Amazon's new feature and take a look at an inside view of Amazon Explorer. Aren't you excited?
Ecstatic.
You're ecstatic. Well, you may be after you learn about this, because let me just tell you, the technology show, we applied to have one of these services so someone can pay $49 and then come on in and experience the behind-the-scenes show of our radio program. So I actually filled out all the paperwork to understand that. Now I don't think we're gonna get any takers on it, but I did find it.
Yeah, because
I wanted to go
behind the scenes is
It's so exciting.
This is
All
so
right.
exciting.
So we're going to take a look at this. So it's essentially called Amazon Explore. It allows the customer to book live virtual experiences led by local experts. The experience may be focused on creativity, learning skills, taking a virtual tour for off places or cultural landmarks.
Awesome.
In case of this, there are local shopping boutiques around the world, and you can have your own personal buyer.
Yeah.
So it is available only by private beta, but if you go to techtimeradio.com and you sign up and take a look at through all our scroll, first of all, you should sign up to win prizes. So you got to do that first. But then if you scroll through, you can actually go to the very bottom and you can sign up to be a host and you can sign up to actually book one of these services. So let's talk about it.
Okay, let's talk.
The virtual experience themselves is guided by a local expertise who's trained and supported by Amazon. So the company has a virtual tour world, much like what you get on YouTube videos or perhaps those guided tours that you see on Google Earth. But the Amazon Explorer experience is different because it's a one-on-one session.
Sure.
All right. Well, no, it's a one-on-one between the host and the viewer. And so you're enabled on a one-way video, so you get to see them by video. They don't see you by video. So you can be in your pajamas or whatever you have. Just lounging around at the house itself, and you are able to have a two-way audio conversation with the person themselves.
This is the way of the world.
So this is essentially, instead of taking a trip to Paris, I can just go online and I could say, can you take me through a tour of the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here we go. Now, during this experience, you are also able to passively watch the video on screen and ask them, hey, can you move your camera to the left, to the right? I want a different area because with this 30 to 60 minute experience, so you need to do 30 or 60 minutes, you have to schedule it with 24 hours ahead advance notice. So you just can't jump on and have that taken care of. You will get an opportunity to have an order that goes into your Amazon cart for a purchase. So it's like purchasing an item. You just go into and you purchase the session. So the session happens on your laptop or desktop. It is not mobile friendly at this time. So if you're trying to do it on your phone,
what?
Well, but hang on. That's at least for the customer's view.
Right.
You have to use Chrome, Edge, or Safari, which makes sense because that's what you want to use. And then you need to have a set of headphones or speakers and an internet connection of at least 5 megabytes. So you need to have some speed, I guess, even Comcast. And, even in the $2 world of middle of nowhere, you could still get this.
Okay.
Now, as a technical expert that goes through this, during this experience, your interface will have a camera icon at the very bottom, and you are able to take pictures like you were there personally, and it will put them in the Amazon photo library for you to view later.
Okay.
So it's just think of somebody shopping. Somebody's shopping, and they have a demo on here. So the demo is of this lady shopping.
We're just one step away from recall.
That's exactly where we're getting there.
Total recall.
But see, and they don't even allow you to download the photos. Of course, it goes to Amazon Photo, which is so smart. So then,
do you like this idea?
Well, hang on. I do like some of the ideas. I do like so.
All right, continue.
Here's some of the experiences that they're not all shopping based, but if you do a shopping base, as you see the article come across the screen, you can click that you want to buy it with a different icon, and then it automatically drops it into your Amazon cost for purchase.
Minority Report.
Okay, so now they are making sure that you're using the same Amazon payment system, so it's secure and safe, so you don't have to worry about the experience, and the guide itself will get reimbursed on the purchased item afterwards. So I don't know how much the guide makes or doesn't make type of deal, but they sell. Let's say I'm shopping in Austin, Texas. This gal looks at a scarf and she's like all excited about it, and she says, "Oh, it's $27." So hopefully the person gets it. Now this is Amazon at its best because it is now building an ecosystem of not only video but of your own virtual tour guide.
Hey, look, it's my life.
That's exactly what he's doing. But this is great for shop owners. Small shop owners can sign up for this. Local guides, chefs, stylists, and artists. So if you want to see someone paint, there was another thing where you can
that's cool.
So you could do it, or if you wanted to get some sushi made over in Tokyo and you wanted to see how they do it, there's streams that are set up there right now. Now, there's not a lot of tours that are available. There was only 86 total experiences, but now with TechTime Radio, there's
It's gonna be
87.
87.
There's 87 that we've signed up for. That's right. So
Wow.
for $10, if you want to talk to a virtual stylist, you can come on in for $10 an
I guess
hour.
you could point
I
it
don't know.
differently.
That's not even minimum
Yeah.
wage.
Nope.
So I don't know why you do that, but whatever. Okay.
wanna
So you
make
could
it
have a
quick
virtual
$10. Let me take a picture of
There you
the water fountain out in front of my yard.
So well, no, you have to do it streamed though live. So you have to,
Sorry.
spend the hour. It's probably a 30-minute deal for the $10.
I would put my thing on, but it's terrible. It's
Or
big
if you want to
old
go to New York City's Central Park, right now there are tours going on
this
for
can go into a bad
$150. It could, but $150 I could go and tour Central Park.
Is Amazon going to hang out on my next Zoom date?
Well, it may be doing that. I just am thinking I should sign up for like the Woodland Park Zoo and the other zoos, and then I can just charge them money to walk around the zoo with a pass. And
Maybe I can just show in my backyard.
All right, now this is not available for everybody. Only through a private URL that we're sent out to customers is it available until probably like 2 months from now, and then it'll be available for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you can go and take a look at techtimeradio.com after the show, because I have to post it later this evening, and then you'll be able to click on the link to both A, host, and B, explore the adventures.
Awesome.
All right.
So how do you feel about this?
So I kind of think it's a cool idea. So here's my deal. My wife always wants to go to Hawaii, right? I don't want to go to Hawaii. Why do I want to get stuck on an island? I could pay someone for an hour, maybe even 2 hours
that's
to
total,
walk.
That's total recall. Man.
I know, but I can
also-
just pay some guy to go around and say, "Oh, honey, look at that. We're climbing up at the top of the volcano.
Okay. Yeah.
It's so great. Look at it." I don't know how much interaction you get with the guide and what will they do. Like if I was like,
I don't know, but I see so many train wrecks in this. It's just fun.
Can you drive on this tour that we're taking in the thing with no hands and drink at the same time, guy? Oh, sure. Let me try to do that. Let's see.
Exactly.
All right.
So I kind of feel like Amazon is putting its fingers in too many people's pudding. So it's like okay, what else? What? Like I said, are they gonna?
But think of the COVID thing right now. I can't go to Paris, or I can't travel. And if I wanted to see the Eiffel Tower, I guess
people who want to go to Paris aren't going to pay somebody to take pictures.
That's what he said.
Of their Paris trip.
Well, no, I have to have the person stream and run around with a camera, and then I have to click on the little button so that I get the picture.
Maybe you can make a game out of it and burn calories.
Oh, there you go. You can burn calories at the same time. That sounds like it. All right. Well, that ends our segment here. We have a very great segment coming on up from Vivomi. We have the Imagineers coming on up. Those are like the engineers and the imaginative thing. That's kind of a Disney
That's
term.
a Disney thing.
It is a Disney thing. I'm a big Disney buff.
You just
I like
totally.
that. I just probably got in trouble for some copyrights.
That's right.
Disney's going to come after me.
Law.
All right, so we're going to have the Imagineers here. We have Brian Walsh and Corey Williams that will be up next as guests.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be talking about. Do you see that
The
device?
Pulse.
The Pulse, and you have a device. Have you put it on and tried it yet?
I have not.
Okay, well, you need to do that. I have tried to put it on. You got to put some stickers on, and they'll kind of explain a little bit. But this is essentially a portable EKG machine, is what I tell for people.
Yes.
So it actually takes a look at your heart and a bunch of stuff. I don't know all the aspects of it, but I do know that I had an engineer take my unit apart to make sure that all the parts in there were correct. Oh, yeah. When I first got this device.
You're that guy.
Yeah, I'm that guy to make sure that I'm not selling something on here, some snake oil crap or anything like that. So this device does what it says, and we're excited to have them back as our guests. But until then, we're going to drink a little whiskey, and we'll be talking about this as we come on back and when we take our commercial break. I'm Nathan Mumm. We got Mike Roday, and we got David on the board. Thank you.
Mike, now that we're at a commercial break, what are you doing for that hard-to-find Christmas gift? Or Hanukkah gift, or something that's for that special person in these next few months?
I have a couple of people that's kind of hard to shop for, so I don't know yet.
Let's take a look at Wild Gallery. WYLD.GALLERY. That's right, not .com, but .gallery. GALLERY. Wild Gallery is the premier online gallery specializing in Native American art.
Hit me.
My favorite is After the Storm by Jason Parrish. This art from the Navajo tribe is the perfect picture for my office. Working from home, I'm noticing my art needs to be updated. The pictures of dogs playing poker is not cutting it on my virtual meetings.
I really have my eye on the Black Eagle painting by Nakona Burgess, who is from the Comanche tribe was painted in 2018.
Absolutely. Take a look at the fine art gallery at wyld.gallery for all of your gifts to be shipped within the United States for this holiday season.
Yeah, that's great.
And we're going to be excited to be talking about them along with one of our gadgets and gear segments. Again, check them out at wyld.gallery.
Okay.
And you'll be impressed. Wild Gallery is the premier online gallery specializing in Native American art.
Your business deserves the same expertise as that of a Fortune 500 company. If you need a CIO-level service, why hire a full-time staff member at $250,000 a year when you can get this on-demand service for fractions of the cost? As your CIO on demand, we'll give you the steps you need to take so as to minimize interruption to your business and profitability, and provide you and your business with training and education to prevent future attacks. To get an efficiency review for your business today, contact us at www.ee-services.com.
T-Mobile and Sprint have merged. Now that Sprint is a part of T-Mobile, we have more towers, more engineers, and more coverage than ever before. This is not just a bigger network, it's a better one. And now you can get an awesome network at an amazing price. Welcome to T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network.
Welcome back to Tech Time Radio. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm. We got Mike Roday here. You enjoying some of that whiskey?
I am enjoying that whiskey and the sound.
And the sound, the music.
And the music.
It's fantastic. Well, let me tell you, that whiskey is $24.
I'm going to grab a bottle.
Are you going to grab a bottle?
When I get home, I'll order a bottle.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I can't tell you what my vote is, but I'm going to get a bottle when I get home.
Okay, you can't. We don't want to spoil it till the end because people said that when we started drinking the alcohol, we always tell them within 2 minutes. So I don't want to tell them what we're going to rate this alcohol by any means, but we'll see what happens when we get to the end of the show. But before we do that, we have my favorite segment. I love this by far, and it is called Gadgets and
Gear.
What's new in Gadgets and Gear? All right, we are welcoming in both Corey and Brian to Tech Time Radio. We're glad to have them on the program. Who
are these guys?
These are the Imagineers of the Pulse.
You used that word again.
I did. I love that word. Of the Pulse device from Vivomi, and we have them joining us from studio. Thank you guys for joining us today.
Hi, guys.
We got, which one is Brian? It's
me right here.
Okay, Brian's right there, and then we have Corey Williams is our other guest. So thank you so much for being a part of the show. We are excited to have one of these devices that we are actually giving away. So if people go to techtimeradio.com and sign up for our fan list at the end of November, we're going to give one of these units away. So that's actually double exciting. So first off, I got lots of questions. So what made you guys decide to create this device that you guys call the Pulse?
Hey guys, good to be with you. Yeah, it was out of because it didn't exist, the need for a high quality heart rate monitor. I had other needs for that type of data in a project that I was working on. And when I went to look for it out in the marketplace, nothing really fit the need. So we decided, well, we will just figure out how to build it. We are software technologists as the foundation, but we became hardware guys. So,
okay. And how does this device actually work? So can you explain a little bit on as we are technical people, we like the technical aspects. How does this device actually work? What are the components? How does it differ maybe from other devices also?
Well, so you've seen TV, right? So you see the shows when the hero of the show is in hospital and they hook up an EKG monitor and you can watch and you can see, okay, is the hero alive or not, right? Do they flatline? And so as regards the EKG signal, what our device does is pretty much similar, same as the technology that you see when you go into a hospital. So you have an EKG leads, right, that you connect to our device. You put the device on your torso. And what we do is we pick up the electrical signal as it crosses it past your heart, right? So as your heart pumps the blood around your system, around your body, your heart generates a specific EKG pattern. And so what our device does is it picks up that pattern, it traces that pattern, and based on that, then we can display your EKG. As regards the technology underlying that, we have the specific monitors that are built into the electronic chips, et cetera, without getting too detailed. But the technology that we use is, it all sits on a single device here. It's a very small, compact device on torso. And so that's what when we started, we wanted to have something that didn't require you to be in a hospital bed with multiple different leads and a big device sitting beside you. So basically, we have an approach that's a miniaturized technology, very easy, placed on body, walk around, and pretty much it's actually, you don't even know it's on you. So that's basically the device.
Cool. So I have an iPhone watch here. And so when I go out running, not very much, but I'm pretending that I do.
Yeah,
When
okay.
I go out running and
Good.
it does my heart monitoring, sometimes it says I'm at 52, which means I think I'm dead. And then sometimes it spikes up to like 120, 130. So what's the difference between your device? Now it sits it sits on your chest area. So what's the difference between the information there at the chest than I would be getting from my wrist?
Well, it's interesting because if you have ever been watching movies and they go to see if someone's dead or alive, they go to the wrist. They go just to see if you're on or off. But when they want to see detail, they go to the chest. And so many of these devices like Fitbit and the Apple Watch, they do a good job when you're not in motion or not in any rigorous activity like running. But their performance falls off greatly when it comes to anything where you have a lot of motion around the body or wherever it's at. Whereas the electrical signals that we have, it's a much more stable, and the fidelity that the signal is a magnitude higher as well. So it's medically usable is the data that we capture. And so, we tend to think that the ones on the wrists are kind of for the toys, the ones that go to the chest are for the real data.
So if I wanted to have a portable EKG machine, that's going to cost me probably $1,500 or so. Not that I was looking on the dark web, but not that I wasn't looking on the dark web. But I think that's about the price of a EKG machine on second level. So this is your guys' price point is I think $299, right? $299.
That's correct.
And it does essentially the same thing that I would have my EKG machine do. Is that correct?
Right. If you are comparing a single lead EKG, correct. For a single lead EKG, we do the same thing.
Wow. It's pretty cool.
Do you need an EKG monitor?
Single channel.
How do I get the information from? I actually know because I've played with one. So I know this, but explain it to anybody that's listening, any of our guests. How do you actually monitor and get that information?
Okay. So the device does come with a companion app. So you can either get it on an iPhone, iOS, or you can get it on an Android phone as well. And so the companion app that we provide receives all of the real-time streamed EKG data from the device. So as the device is monitoring, capturing your EKG, it streams it up to the mobile. And on the mobile app, you can basically open the app real-time and you can just look at the screen live. You can make sure you're still alive and you can see your EKG streaming.
All right, and so that's good to know. Yeah, that is pretty cool. So you can see if you're alive on your phone. If you die and you can't read your phone, then I guess you're in trouble.
Yeah. If you die, you can't check. Yeah,
that's right. You're not gonna be able to look at it anymore.
I know.
All right, so this device I know is kind of a newer technology, and in this wearable, you can I believe you can actually go swimming in it. You can keep it on. Is it waterproof, or do I have to worry about water? Tell me a little bit more about the actual device itself.
Yeah, so the device itself is waterproof. We did have someone local take it scuba diving. They went down 50, 60 feet or so. And you can't see the data real time when you're under the water with your phone, obviously. But when you do come up, our device does capture all of the data. And so it syncs up all of the data from your device to your mobile app. So yes, it is waterproof. You can wear it swimming. You can wear it in the shower. You can wear it 24/7. So the battery itself lasts about 3 days or so. So we have 3 days full continuous streaming of EKG data.
So your customer would be anybody that wants to, of course, have an EKG. But let's say you had tendency to have heart attacks, or you had a minor heart attack, then essentially this device, if I'm hearing you guys right, could be used to help make sure that if you're a high risk for a heart attack or any issues with your heart, to have this monitor without having to have leads and be hooked up to a EKG machine or a portable one at home. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, the target is people who know that they have an issue and other people that they don't know, right? Because you have both ends of the spectrum. You have the unhealthy and you have the super healthy. And this data is very important for people on both ends of the spectrum. But I mean, regarding health risks, specifically to the heart, like AFib, we've all heard of these things, and even the Apple Watch claims to be able to track these things. Well, those are all conditions that have 90% of the time and greater, they're asymptomatic, meaning that you don't know it's happening. But the first time a person understands that they have AFib is over 40% of the time it leads to death. So it's not something to trifle with, right? So if you don't know you have a heart condition, if you are fortunate enough to survive it, you're left in the wild a bit without having any other way to capture it, because cardiologists don't have the tools to send with you to self-diagnose and that's why. So ours is a passive system. It's not, you don't have to be proactive. You just sit there and put it on, and then when it captures the issues, we have the data 24/7. So it's very helpful to go back and provide that to your cardiologist or doctor to review.
All right. Well, before we leave, where would I go to actually find and purchase this device? I know that you guys haven't shipped it out and done development overseas or in China because you guys don't want your technology to be compromised by any ways. So I think
That's
you guys
right.
make it here in the States. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, we manufacture, we develop it, we designed it, we do end to end.
And where can I find one of these devices if I want to purchase one?
So yeah, you can go to our website, vivomi.com, and that is for sale there.
Okay, and how do you, what is Vivomi? It's VIVOMI.com, correct?
Correct.
Okay, fantastic. Well, you guys, thank you very much for joining us today on TechTime Radio. For all of our guests that were listening about this device, I would highly recommend that it actually works. It's a great device. I know that they're spending a lot of time in technology and creating some additional items that you'll be able to have, probably additional monitoring and features moving forward with additional feature set. So absolutely go visit www.vivomi.com and get yourself one of these devices. So thank you guys very much for being a part of the show. We will definitely make sure to talk about this in Gadgets and Gear. And for any fan, if you would like to learn more about this and actually a chance to win, you can go to techtimeradio.com and click on the fan list and have a chance at the end of November to win one of these devices. Thank you guys very much. Have a great evening. And
thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you
joining.
very much. Thank you.
Take care.
All right. With that, we are going to kind of end our segment. But when we come back, we got what I found on the web that we had taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have our pick of the day. We do not have a Mike's Magical Moment or a Nathan Nugget today.
What?
Because
no mesmerizing moments?
No,
for
because
today?
Our time just, you know what? Our
running out of
time goes,
Yeah,
it goes quick, and it's like, oh, wow.
We don't have time to screw around.
We don't anymore. All right, we're going to take a commercial break here. I'm Nathan Mumm. We got Mike Roday here. We got David on the board. Thank you, guys. We'll see you after this break.
Skip and Sharon, hosts of the Psychic Spectrum radio show, are a prominent psychic couple. Besides hosting an exciting weekly radio show, they offer fans the Psychic Showcase and a fascinating speakers bureau. And their Talking to the Other Side events are not to be missed. Join their live events and even schedule a private psychic reading. Get started at psychicspectrum.com. That's psychicspectrum.com.
Hi, this is Lisa Downs, host of Reigniting You, a new show here on KKNW that explores a variety of topics and timely issues for making mid to late career transitions. I'll be here every Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock bringing you guest interviews, career transition advice, and great stories to guide you to what's next in your career and life. Gain a renewed sense of purpose for your next phase with a positive, forward-looking approach. Get ready to be re-energized, recharged, and reignited Wednesdays at 3 o'clock.
Your business deserves the same expertise as that of a Fortune 500 company. If you need a CIO-level service, why hire a full-time staff member at $250,000 a year when you can get this on-demand service for fractions of the cost? As your CIO on demand, we'll give you the steps you need to take so as to minimize interruption to your business and profitability, and provide you and your business with training and education to prevent future attacks. To get an efficiency review for your business today, contact us at www.ee-services.com.
Ace Hardware is a helpful place with prompt, friendly service, knowledge, and the little things that make a big difference.
Service.
Selection.
Advice.
Community involvement.
Competitive prices.
Convenience.
Located near you.
And the things you need, such as
house keys,
lawn and garden,
plumbing,
electrical,
hardware,
grills,
outdoor living supplies,
and even nuts and bolts.
When you visit Ace Hardware, you'll be greeted at the door and given the help you need.
So come visit us at Ace Hardware in Evergreen Way in Everett, Lake Stevens, and now Stanwood.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Are we back?
All right, welcome back to Tech Time Radio. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm. We got Mike during the break. What do you think about our whiskey?
Oh,
You're out of whiskey.
I'm out of whiskey.
You're out of whiskey.
I want more whiskey.
You want some more whiskey? Do you want to take a look at that pulse device here?
Yeah,
Since we were talking about it. So as we just had our guests leave, let's take a look at. So that's the device right there. There's the little rubber
lead
item. So that's what you actually put on yourself. So it's pretty lightweight. Doesn't take a huge amount of items there. And then you see the wireless charging station too.
I assume it has some stickies.
Yeah. So lift up underneath the bottom of that, and you'll actually see all of the medical stuff that you have.
Got some,
so it's got all the stuff to hook it up. And then you can do a strap if you need to do a strap for that. So all right.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Here's the charge unit. That's almost worth buying it.
Just for it's $2.99.
It's
so
classy.
It is very classy. So it's a very high end deal. So we are sampling our Paddle Ford Creek bourbon whiskey. We don't want to say if we're going to give it a thumbs up or thumbs down.
I don't know what I'm going to give this one.
Okay, so for $24, this should be on your Christmas list. All right, so let's talk about our next segment of What I Found on the Web.
What did you find on the web?
What I found on the web.
All right, Mike, our holiday pre-shopping is going on, and we've talked about this, and we have a commercial going on. So do you know that you can actually buy art online?
Yes, I do.
We do, because we have a individual, as I was looking on the web, for different gifts for this holiday season of something unique, because Amazon can only take 90% of my money. And so I'm trying to get some unique Christmas.
They're going to get you somewhere.
So they're going
to come to your yard and film you in your
There's
boxes.
no virtual museums yet to do selling of art yet. So there is nobody on. And you know what? This gallery needs to get with that Amazon
that gallery
Explorer.
is?
And the gallery it's called wild.gallery.
Wild.gallery.
So let's talk a little bit about it. So at the end of the show, later in the week, you're going to have the Tech Time Radio Unplugged episode, and I got a 10-minute interview with the owner of the gallery itself in the studio. So I don't want to take any of the flair away from that, but it is Wild.Gallery is a gallery in Austin, Texas that features Native American art. The owner is Ray Donnelly, and that's who I actually got a time to spend interviewing with. And essentially, with this online shopping area, you have the ability to go in and select many different items. Are you okay over there?
Yeah,
Are you okay?
My pop filter keeps falling down.
There's a pop. Okay. All right. So here's what you get. You can search by artist. You can search by price. So if you go again to wild.gallery, click on the shop button, and then you have the ability to search for artists, and they have over 80 artists that are available. So you can
They're
search.
all Native American artists.
They're all Native American artists, and they all have the ability to have originals, and some are prints, and he has the ability. He interacts with you, kind of not Amazon Explorer, but he will do a Teams meeting with you.
knows?
He will do a Google Meet with you or a Skype meeting with you and actually show you the art in the studio itself and then ship it anywhere in the United States.
Yeah.
So
cool.
So it's a great opportunity for people when you're looking for that unique gift for the holiday seasons of being able to have that taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so everybody check it out, Wild.Gallery.
Hey, there's the music.
There's the music.
We're done.
That means we got a minute 12 left. So that's what that means. All right. So this is we're gonna do our whiskey tasting.
The pick of the day.
The pick of the day. Mike, and I'm gonna start out with you first. What do you think of this whiskey? A thumbs up or thumbs down?
I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. This is a great whiskey tasting, just sipping whiskey. Something that you just want a good taste. It's a really great taste and aroma.
So it tastes a lot like an Elijah Craig, an unrefined version of the Elijah Craig. And Elijah Craig is going to cost you about $97.
Yeah.
And so you can get this for $24.
Yeah, that's an excellent little.
Absolutely.
Wednesday night bourbon.
Yeah. Paddle Ford Creek bourbon. I also enjoyed it. Before we leave, there's a couple things I want to make sure people do. I want to make sure that they go and check out wild.gallery to get all their arts. I want to make sure that everybody goes to techtimeradio.com and make sure that they have things so they can win that Pulse device that we talked about. And this is Nathan Mumm for the week November 7th through the 13th. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Have a great day.
Thank you for joining us for Tech Time Radio today. I'm your host, Nathan Mumm. Hopefully you enjoyed talking technology and, of course, having a little whiskey on the side. Remember as we leave, Mumm's the word. Thank you for listening. If you like the show and want to learn more, please check us out at techtimeradio.com or on YouTube or your favorite podcast service. Just look for Tech Time Radio with Nathan Mumm.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of KKNW, its management, or other advertisers. Contests are the